Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali. I am your host, Saeed. I do want to thank you for joining us tonight, Friday the 10th of June 2022. Remember, it's Fire Friday tonight, viewers. Tonight, we're giving you the opportunity to call in and voice your concerns with issues that is happening in Trinidad and Tobago. Feel free tonight to speak on any topic you would like to touch on. You know, on our Fridays, we give you the opportunity to call in and voice your concerns on different topics. Fridays is the only night we just do that because Monday to Thursday, we're sticking with our script, we're sticking with the issues that goes on. But tonight, being Fire Friday, feel free to call in and let us know what is taking place in your community. This is the only show in Trinidad and Tobago. This is the only show that gives you in-depth on what is taking place in our country. You see, we have to stand up and fight as a citizen for our country. We cannot stand up for another country. We have to stand up for our own. We have to make our leaders understand that, hey, you are governing our country and we do not like how this is going. We need to do that. And if we do not do that, hell will break loose in Trinidad. Things will go helter-skelter. Government don't business, people don't business, and that is how it will be. So, we as one people, as one community, as one country, come together. That is what we need. So, we're giving you the opportunity tonight to call in and vent your frustration. But just watch your language, that's all. Just watch your language. So remember, viewers, Real Talk with Saieed Ali is live on Synergy Network from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. We have a rerun the next day from 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We are on Facebook streaming live, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Like and share our page. We are also on YouTube, TT. Real Talk, hit the bell and you would know when we go live. Share our live stream, viewers. The #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. The #1. As we start up our program tonight, economist Dr. Ralph Henry is viewing the flocking of hundreds of people seeking jobs on board the Royal Caribbean cruise ship as an employment crisis in Trinidad and Tobago. Henry stated that the growing employment rate can only be addressed by the government bent on making tough decisions. After this, there were crowds of desperate people who conveyed at the Southern Academy of Performing Arts, that is SAPA, and the National Academy of Performing Arts, NAPA, at Shore Park Cultural Complex in Tobago to register for jobs with the luxury liner. He attributed that job loss as a result of the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. The pandemic also increased debts level with the government providing sustenance to a large number of people who were thrown on the financial breadline and who could not carry the financial burden. Now, the government didn't do much for them, you know. Not much. As for the jobs being offered by Royal Caribbean, Henry said both the employed and the unemployed would have applied for a number of available positions. The gainful employed would seek out better position and higher income than the domestic market can offer. Caller, good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
I see on the Wall Street News there that the public servant have our meeting with the CPO.
Mm-hmm.
But what I would like to know, what I'm saying, it is alleged that the public servant pensioners need an increase in the pension too, because what I'm saying, everything goes up, groceries, you have to pay bills, there's no property tax coming on, and I have my pension.
Mm-hmm.
I will like to get something in my pension.
Mm-hmm.
I work for 20 years in the public service.
28 years?
20 years in the prison service.
Okay.
And I will like a little increase in my pension too.
I understand what you're saying. Thank you so much for highlighting it.
I will be glad if you could highlight that for me, please.
Thank you so much. Moving along, the Ministry of Finance has continued consultation with the proposed increase in the compulsory retirement age from 60 to 65 with the Police Service Social and Welfare Association and all Trinidad General Workers Trade Union. In a release, the ministry stated that the Finance Minister, Colin Mimbut, held thoughtful decision on the subject and discussed with other stakeholders will continue in the near future. In 2021, Mimbut first announced that the idea of increasing the retirement age was under consideration. The ministry met with representatives of the National Union of Government Federation Workers Union in February. During a contribution in the Senate in April, Mimbut said increasing NI's contribution would be government last resort to deal with existing shortfalls in the system. Now, how are you going to increase contributions when there is a lack of employment and a lack of individuals contributing? How are we going to deal with that? How are we going to deal with that input? By increasing the age from 60 to 65? What about all those individuals who were planning the after 60 retirement? What about those who wanted to go away? What about those who wanted to travel? They're planning for when they retire at 60, they're going to visit this country, will visit that country, will visit this country with their savings. I don't know how you managed to come up with this dumb idea, you know. I have no idea how you came up with this dumb idea. Now you in the government sector, you would love to continue until probably 80 or 90. You would love to continue, all government ministers would love to continue until they're probably about 90. Or as long as they're living, you know why? Because they're getting every single thing free. I have no idea why they stopped making free co. Because all 41 government ministers getting everything free. Every single thing. Is an exemption for everything. Exemption in hotel, exemption in travel, exemption in tax, exemption in gas. So all members on both sides of the bench would love to stay there until they die of old age. But the normal citizen who working from 8 to 5 with a small salary, they want to retire. They don't want to work all their life for the same thing. Imagine you working for 20, 30 years for the same thing and come to hear him both now. This short grey head man telling me, you know, Saeed, you have to work until 65. What I getting? A reward after 65? When I turn 61, I might die on the work without benefits. Family ain't getting nothing. And you know, nobody ain't standing up and saying nothing. Absolute nobody. All the union upon like they agree with this. We're not hearing no union saying, well, you know what? We're not taking the 65. We're cutting off at 60 and we're going to enjoy our retirement. Where are all those union leaders? Where are they? Where are they? It's sad, you know, it's sad. Two 386-716 is the phone line to call in. Voice your concerns, voice your opinion. It's stinking sad. 60, when I turned 61, I want to go to New York by my cousin, by my daughter. I had to stay and work until 65. When am I going to enjoy the life? When am I going to enjoy it? Tell me when. So which means you cannot go for you cannot plan your retirement at 60 again. You're working until 65. You working your back bend like this, when you put done with you bend like a crook stick. And I'm happy about it. The Trinidad and Tobago Police Social and Welfare Association is holding firm that the 2% wage increase offered by public sector workers for 8 years is unfair and unrealistic. Finally, somebody stand up. TTPS stand up. TTPS stand up. Out of everybody else. Rowley raised his pension together with the government ministry pension. What do you get? What did you get? He only there 7 years now and he increased his pension to about 60,000 a month. What did you get? All the union leaders, what did your workers get for 8 years? Rowley there 7 years and he got increased up to $60,000 in pension per month when he retire. What all you get? What all you get? And he's only been there 7 years. How long are they working? How long are they working? 8 years and more? All you get money? Are you all clowns? Or are you all blind? One protest in Trinidad and Tobago. A couple thousand people meet up one place, they start a march. Next day everybody going to work like if yesterday didn't happen. But you know what? We call that a protest in Trinidad and Tobago. And we demand the government, no 2% they go work. All of we come out with a placard. Next day all are going back to work as normal. And we call that a protest in Trinidad and Tobago. All you need, people from the US and Canada and Europe and France to teach all you how to protest when they raise gas in France by 10 cents. What did the people in France do? France almost got burned down. Almost got burned down. And but here raised the price 3 times. 3 times. Maxi taxi drivers they protest, taxi drivers they protest, traveling public they protest. What they do? They increase their fare. What the people should have started doing is lining up for the bus. Oh boy, you see me, I work in a government office and I have on a nice suit, I ain't going in no bus now. But when you reach in the grocery, don't complain that the damn grocery too high. Don't complain that the damn grocery too high. Cut the fit. Call good night.
Hi, good night, Saieed.
Go right ahead, my friend.
You know what amazes me? Our Prime Minister, our most honorable Prime Minister in the Summit of the Americas. I don't know why this man is in for Cuba and Venezuela, where there is no democracy at all. There is no democracy there. Why don't you fight? Why don't you practice what you are fighting for? Inclusion of a certain ethnicity in your cabinet. Look at the cabinet of Trinidad and Tobago. Look at all those high office, Prime Minister, President, Speaker, and all these kind of things. Is of one ethnicity. Is it that these people alone possess the necessary skills instead of fighting that battle for inclusion? Look right here, sir, what you are doing. You're excluding your own people. That is a shame and disgrace. And that would be tantamount to hypocrisy. Secondly, the amount of aid that is spread by the Biden administration for all these immigrants and refugees. Do you think that money is going to reach them? Well, once that money comes into the government, that money would disappear. You know, they should put some system. Now, another thing that is very, very appalling, sir. Mr. Tanku in the Public Accounts Committee, when they saw so much discrepancy, which was being covered by the Assistant Auditor General, you know, where fields where people fill in application, leave out it, and money was given. Look at the grant for the COVID. These things are full with fraud. And when the man raised this thing, it is being covered. So right now, who is guarding the guards? It is our taxpayers' money. And because they have their own people where they want it, that is where the problems lie. So thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. Now, here is they not only rejected, not only has the association rejected the offer, but it will be asking for much more when it meets with the Chief Personnel Officer, Dr. Daryl Dindial. Assistant Superintendent of Police, AG, Gideon Dixon stated that the membership asked for 15% for the first 3 years, that's 2014, 2015 and 2016, and 12% in the next 3 years, which is 2017, 2018 and 2019. But while his members stand in solidarity with all other public sector workers, Dixon is certain that they stand in a league of their own. You see those statements? Well said, well enforced, and well spoken. We stand in a league of our own. Of our own. They're standing up for their own. And they're demanding what they want. They're demanding. They stood up. Here what's going on. Hear this. 2014, 2015 and 2016, you're going to give us 15% increase. 2017, 18 and 19, we want 12% increase. That is a man. That is what I want. Unless all you're willing to meet that, bend your back. Bend your back, because that is what we want. I am proud of Dixon. Congratulations, sir. Now, meanwhile, his member stand in solidarity with all other sector. They acknowledge the sectors and them, and they stand in solidarity with them. But at the same time, me and my policemen and them, I demanding what I want. If you could raise your pension to 60 when you finish work and raise your salary for all your ministers and them, this is what I want from my officers. You can't blame the man. That is a man of courage. That is a man of courage. Dixon expressed that no comparator in any other sector of industry in this country can say that they had to work as hard within the last 2 years as police service. He also pointed out that as of 2018, 843 police officers have retired and are receiving pension equating to their basic salary from 2013. The man explaining things to all you. He's standing up for your officers and them. And when I come to negotiate, come good, because I standing for my officers. Just like the Prime Minister stand for his ministers, I standing for my officers. You can't blame the man. You can't blame the man. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
They're fighting for this big increase in the salaries, right? Mm-hmm. But when they get this increase, the cost of living going to go up more for the population.
No, I'm going to tell you something. The cost of living went up because of shipping freight went up.
Yeah, but every time the public service get an increase, the cost of living normally goes up.
I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much. You see, you had to stand up. You have to stand up. Do not allow Dr. Rowley to say, you will get your back pay, but you might be out of a job. Are you threatening me, Mr. Prime Minister? Are you threatening me? Because I am taking it as a threat. You trying to tell me if I get my 2%, or if I get my 3%, or if I get my 4%, you telling me I go lost my work? You be the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, collecting a large sum of money, exemption for every single thing. And what the hell did you provide for Trinidad and Tobago as a security, as a leader? What do you provide? Huh? You're the Minister of the head of the Security Council for Trinidad and Tobago. You as the Prime Minister, you appoint a Minister of National Security, and your Minister of National Security telling Saieed, I am not responsible for the safety of the citizens of Trinidad. Boy, let me tell you something. If I was the President of Trinidad and Tobago, I would have revoked his ministry one time. Take why telling you, you cannot be a Minister of National Security and telling me, hey, I'm not responsible for them safety. Who the hell is responsible? Marvin Gonzalez? Who's responsible? The AG? Who's responsible? Terence Dialsing? You see, Trinidad and Tobago, we too jokey. We too jokey. We for our party, and if the party throw boulders down we throat, well, we go swallow it while them eating chicken. All you have to be some real duncy head. Why you think when Saieed stand up here? Why you think when I come here and I demand something, why you think I just get it? Why you think? Because I will hammer them down the line, and let me tell you something, I will organ knowledge in their head why I want it. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
My main concern is, right, the same way the common man have to stop working at 60 when they start to collect NIS, right? Well, they say that that's going to raise to 65. Why it is the politicians and them cannot stop working at 60 also?
Correct.
Because it has men at 60, women at 60 who are still capable of working. But by the law now, they are forced, as long as they collecting NIS, you cannot work. But here the politicians and them reaching in their 70s and they are still collecting their pound and the crown.
Correct, yes.
You know, it is so scary to know that the time we live in, who we have to set as a role model for our young children today. Look at the parliament, how they are behaving. Look at the schools, how they are behaving. Nobody have respect for nobody.
Well said.
So what is the next generation going to be like? Thank you very much, Saieed. Enjoy your evening.
You too, my dear. See what we're talking about? You see what we're talking about? Well, we have two politicians throwing names slang at one another. What do you expect? When they had the leader of the party that is in government telling the opposition side, well, meet me on the pavement and we go deal with it. What you doing? Is that an example? So when I tell a minister now, hey, if I see you on the road, run, watch me. Speed out, you know. If I say that, first thing they will say, oh, Saieed, you're threatening the minister. But what the Prime Minister do we? What the Prime Minister do we? The Prime Minister threaten me. In what way? You will get your 2%, you will get your back pay, but you will remain without a work. Because I'm in position to tell you, we go close down there. Saieed, who tell you say that? Your Prime Minister tell it in your face and you ain't say nothing. Your Prime Minister tell you, you see me here, what's going on? Me are going to write no letter to India for all to get no vaccine, you know. And what all you do? What all you do? All you say something now? All you say something. Them I take a letter, them I write a letter to send it to India to get free medicine, but they're going in an African country to buy medicine. Let me tell you, hey, we real done in Trinidad. And nobody has said nothing. No news station, no Express, no Guardian, no News Day. Nobody has said nothing. You're getting it in free. You're getting it free from India. It's Fire Friday tonight, you know. All they're getting the COVID-19 vaccine free in India. But you know what we do? We go into an African country, to an African council to pay for the vaccine. Oh, Saieed, you're bashing people, I'm not bashing, I'm stating the facts to you. So I'll do like the Prime Minister, if you're opening the fridge, close it and listen. That's what I tell all you, I ain't afraid, you know. You feel afraid? You feel afraid? I know how to set examples. I know that. I know that, and that is why I have been setting an example. I have track records to show every time Saieed push for a bill, he getting it passed. Let's say something now. One day, we have a call. Caller, good night.
Yeah, hi, good night.
Go right ahead. You're live on Real Talk.
As you know, tell the time the police were 27% increase. They should get 0. Actually, they should reduce their salary because 80-something reported case with proof that children are abused in the children's home and nobody arrested.
I understand what you're saying. Well said.
Right? But a man slap a child for assaulting his daughter. Right? After making a report to the police station.
I believe they charge him.
Lock you up. Right? The child was probably bullied in school. Made report to the principal. Nothing I do. She defends herself. Lock she up. Right? That is the police. Lock up the poor. Lock up who can't defend himself. But you see the big shot? Nah, close we eye. We can't see that. We can't hear that. We know that. Nothing for them police until them people who interfere. And when they say abuse, what they mean is rape. Them 85 people who rape them children. Right? Deal with that. Don't deal about who has slave name and who has Indian name. Deal with these things. You see that car who fall down in that pothole?
Yes,
deal with
it's
that.
sad, boy.
That is what we need to deal with.
Yeah.
Don't deal with who call who what. Deal with, I had to fix my car because my car had to be roadworthy. Roadworthy for what? Off-road? Right? Because I show them real fellas who drive them van and take and go in mud and all kind of thing off-road.
Yes.
When they come to Trinidad, they start to drive on the main road. That's the best obstacle course. They can't pass. Right?
My friend, thank you so much.
Let the police do their job and arrest these individuals. You know why they wouldn't arrest them? Because they had to answer who they open the gate to and who they rent out them children to. Nobody ever them name call. So let we do better and let we move on.
Correct.
No moving on. Move to jail. And anytime the commissioner of police cannot arrest these people, he should be arrested too. Right? Because right now, right, they are perverting the course of justice. Each and every one of them. Right?
Correct. And that's
where's the opposition in calling for them for perverting the course of justice? Where is the call for that? They want to call about who is slave name and who is ancestor name? Call them people name.
Correct.
Who are abusing the children. That is the name you have to call. Who is responsible for getting paid to fix the road? Big money, getting big pay, big benefit, and they're doing nothing. So what are they getting paid for free? Talk about that. Time for this country to stop talking race.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
And start talking reality. Thank you.
My friend, thank you so much. Hey, hear this now. Today, 2 more individuals got bail for murder. 2 more individuals got bail for murder. This is where we reach. Murderers getting bail. So when they come out, what do you think they're going to do? Witnesses all again. Johnny, you going to tell the police I kill the man? Well, I'm coming for you. Where is the laws of Trinidad and Tobago? Where are they? Where are they? You know what had happened in Trinidad and Tobago? Let me tell you something. You see people in high places, when bandits start knocking on all their door, take what telling all their, mark my words, Trinidad and Tobago, just like how I tell all their, have minister go get an accident, boom, a week after terrorists rock around the corner. When you hear bandits start knocking on those doors, who sitting down on high chairs, then all going to realize what you're doing. You feel because there's a judge, people can't come after all you. You feel because there's a superintendent of police, nobody can't come after you. Let me tell you something. We have a new breed of bandits in Trinidad and Tobago. We have a new breed of lawlessness in Trinidad and Tobago. And they don't give a fly of who you are. They don't give a fly. Long ago, prison officers used to tell themselves, well, we are the king. We are kings in prison. All they have to abide by our laws. Now prison officers are afraid their own work. They're afraid their own work. Some of them want to resign. A couple of my friends are on side here, we're going on by the end of this year. I resigning, you know. I mean, I ain't staying there again. I hear police officers want to resign and go home. Side, this will get too dangerous. I just relating the facts to all you, you know. Just the facts. Because let me tell you something. I ain't coming on television to mamagai nothing for nobody. The name of my program is Real Talk, and as Real Talk we get in. In other countries, lawyers, judges, magistrates, they are getting executed and kidnapped right down in Venezuela, neighboring country. Neighboring country is a different breed of lawlessness in our country. A different breed. Call a good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on television.
Good program. I want to call out the Minister of Health tonight. I just saw on the television, TV6, where they was highlighting a child has some kind of bowel problem in terms of the child has digestive system and they have to defecate from his side and a lot of blood and all. They now show it live on TV there, on the news. I want to call out the Minister of Health, Saieed Ali, to go and find out who is the parent of that child and do the operation that the child has to get. We have children's life fund and all these things. This child should not be suffering so much. This is about 2 years now, this child is suffering. I call out the Minister of Health tonight. It is very heart-wrenching to see how that little child, the child is about a year and something, have to be in this amount of pain. Where is the compassion? Where is the Minister of Health tonight? I as a father, grandfather, I am seeing it on television. It hurt me. The people in authority, Devon Thomas and all of them, go and find out who is that family and let that child do the operation now. Trinidad and Tobago is not looking good. A baby suffering so much in a country we have billions of dollars. You telling me that? This is unacceptable. Thank you.
But the Minister of Health, he ain't really business, you know. He ain't really business. Them ain't really business as long as them getting $40,000 or $50,000 a month and them exemption, them good to go. You think them business? Them ain't business. But that's why God have appointed a man like Saieed Ali and making sure for the last 4 years, Saieed ain't beg nobody for funding. You know why? Trinidad and Tobago, you want to know why? So that I could come here and hold them responsible on national television. Let the entire world see the kind of don't care ministers Trinidad and Tobago have. I will sting them up. You feel I business about them 40,000? What I business is when they are holding a portfolio and they are not acting and doing what they're supposed to do. That is why I decided to sting them up. Next 4 or 5 years, you'll come in, oh God, you know, they all sing like to come along and dance. P&M, we's friend, left foot, right foot. And you can bring out a report for Brooklyn House? And you balling, you working for the people? Remember Marvin Gonzalez? I working for the people, I am here to serve the people. And he agree with TSTT. Marvin Gonzalez, I will work for my people, I will help my people, and he agree with TSTT to send home workers. Who are they trying to fool Saieed? Are they trying to fool Saieed? No, I come here every single night to open all the eye and ears as to show you what are the ministers doing. Let's talk now. So here it is, before I take this call. One day after being expelled, a teenage student of Williamville Secondary School has been formally faced with 2 charges following the stabbing incident of a schoolmate on Monday gone. A WPC of the Southwestern Division read charges of wounding with intent to cause grievous body harm and possession of a weapon to the student at the Princestown police station yesterday. However, after appearing virtually, the girl was granted bail in the sum of $50,000 on the condition that she has no direct contact with the victim or through social media. The teenager was also advised to limit her use of social media. It's easy. Call her good night.
Hello, good night, sir.
My friend.
You remember it have a child, how they call it, man, what Kamala then bring out? A child children fund to get money to go on for operation, I think. But like they take all that money and they send the minister. You remember the minister to spend millions of US money? I can't remember the man's name, man.
I understand. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, but they could have find money for him, but the rather see little children suffer. These heartless people in Parliament.
Coffee is the minister. $3 million tax paying.
Yes.
How long he served in office? Thank you, my friend. How long he served in office? You think them business about you? It's Fire Friday here on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. This is why we become #1. Because we deal with the issue. And if I have to come on my set and rant and rave like a madman, well then so be it. Because it's this madman who pushed for 9 legislation and amendment and get every single one passed for Trinidad and Tobago. I will continue lighting my lights. Eh? Who say? Call her good night.
Hey, good night, Brian. How are you doing?
My friend, how are you?
My pressure like hell, boy. My roof running for long with the rain and thing, all my thing wet up all coming, boy. Begging for help. I try Ian Allen, I try Alexander. I am try the government themselves, the minister, like they don't care about me, boy.
Oh Lord, oh Lord. Go down to the corporation and see what I go do.
It's not easy, boy. And if you see the thing where they cut me to 2 days, how you could do 2 days for secret working 5 days? The government working 5 days. They want to have 7 days, meal and 7. Why are you doing the forecast of people that poor garbage workers for every day? It's too much of people. The population too big now. These people too big and done. See silver, so boy. Oh God, put a hand for me, Lord. Thank you. God bless him, Lord.
Thank you, my friend. So we go down to the Ministry of Education. The Minister, Dr. Nyangas Bidoli, have stated that there has been 1,318 student suspension occurring in the school term so far, and added that her ministry is carefully monitoring the disciplinary history of repeated offender and those on extended suspension. Gasbidoli stated that for the current term, 1,318 suspension were issued for 10 type of infractions out of the 30 type identified in National School Code of Conduct. Listen to the minister.
So as students have returned fully to school in term 3 of 2021-22, we have issued for the term so far 1,318 suspensions. And just for a matter of knowledge, in terms of the breakdown, more suspensions issued were for fights without weapons, 20.86% to 275. Possession or use of tobacco or vaping products, 11.84% or 156 incidents. Assault without weapons, 9.64% or 127. Disrespect or defiance of authority, 8.65% or 114. Possession and use of alcohol, 4.86%. Sexual misconduct, 4.07%. Misuse of technology, 4.25%. Disorderly or disruptive conduct, 4.25%. And assault with weapons, 1.29% or 17. And fight with weapons, 1.52% or 20.
So Trinidad and Tobago, I just want to remind you all, those of you who are looking for cash borrow, quick cash, you have a little business to fix, not a problem. You have collateral, you have some form of security for a Realtor group of companies to hold, is not a problem. You can contact us at 238-6716, 339-1670, 267-7325, or at our South office, 242-7690. So viewers, our central office, we are on 14 Caroni Savannah Road in Sugarnas. You will see a big Realtor group of companies sign in front of our building. at the San Fernando branch. They are at 132 Cipero Road, Victoria Village in San Fernando. You will also see a big Realtor Group of Company sign. So contact us if you're looking for cash borrow. We love to lend. We love to lend. Nevertheless, if you have a vehicle to sell or you're looking for a vehicle to buy, contact Realtor Group of Companies. If you have at least 75% of the money and the bank has blanked you on buying a vehicle, 60%, contact me. I am Saieed Ali, a managing director of Realtor Group of Companies, and we will do business. We will do business. So as we move on with our show tonight, viewers, staying on the school minute on Gatsby Dolly, she added that in the first week of school in April, there were 21 serious fights, with some cases with injured after 2 days of reopening. The school ministry wrote to police seeking their presence at school. Listen to this.
The main group that you would have the issues with would be the forms 1 to 3, with some contribution from the forms 4. So naturally, when students returned fully to school on April 19th, you would have seen that effect coming back into play. In that first week of school, 21 serious fights were recorded. And serious fights we count as over 2 minutes duration, really vigorous blows, and in some cases, injury resulting to the students. So schools opened on the 19th of April. In that first week, 21 serious fights. By the 21st of April, 2 days after school opened, the ministry would have written to the police service asking for their urgent presence at the schools, and 17 schools were identified based on the historical data as well as the schools that we were seeing presenting with the serious fights. 14 of them had a history of serious indiscipline.
Now viewers, Gatsby Dolly also stated that the ministry has asked the TTPS to look at schools in all districts and do patrols after school has finished. Because after increasing patrols in schools, students are now going into the streets to fight. Listen to this.
We are also looking at the fact that schools that don't usually have a history of serious indiscipline, we are seeing some upsurge in violence at some of those schools, and therefore we have to look very closely at how we can ask the police to further intervene in schools. What we have asked, though, is that the police look at schools in all districts and do the patrols in schools, in the streets after the close of school in all districts. Because another thing we have noticed is, as we have ramped up the patrols, the police patrols in the schools and the vigilance, students are leaving the schools and going out into the streets to fight. So though the violence is going down in the schools, we are seeing these fights, 1 or 2 serious fights in the streets, and therefore we've asked the police, because of course the Ministry of Education does not have personnel to deal with these things or supervision of the students on their way home. So we have asked the police to assist us by increasing their patrols in all districts at the end of the school day to ensure that our students abide by the rules of law and order.
It's easy, you know. What we need, hear what we need, Hear what we need. We need some dread police officers to patrol the schools. That's what we need. And you see, that's how children fighting and kicking and coughing and air care and want to bust their head. We need some police officers to manhandle these individuals who consider themselves teenage bad boys. That is what they need. When they hear them go, kicking and coughing and one other police should hold them and slam them inside the van. Slam them, hold them and take them like a piece of log and throw them inside there. You want to be a criminal? This is how we deal with criminal. Hold them by their pants and wring it. And slam them inside the van. Like with a bag of flour you throw inside it, or a bag of rubbish. You want to manhandle somebody? Not a problem. I will manhandle you now. If the ministry do not get serious in Trinidad and Tobago, somebody children go die. And I hope to God that it ain't be nobody child. with somebody who have connection. I hope it can be that. So hear this. Hear this, eh? A 39-year-old is expected to appear in the Port of Spain Magistrate Court charged with assault occasioning from bodily harm. Hear this, eh? The man who resided in Morvan was charged after police investigate an incident where a minor was allegedly assaulted on his way home after school. According to police report, around 2:35 p.m. on May 16th, a 16-year-old male student was awaiting transportation to go home when he was accosted by the suspect. The man allegedly grabbed the victim and dealt several blows about his body. An investigation was conducted into the reported incident, which resulted in the arrest of the male suspect. Now, hear this, viewers. It is alleged that, talk of the town, is that that individual, that male who accosted the 16-year-old male student, talk of the town is saying that the 16-year-old male student has been harassing the man's daughter. It is said allegedly that student placed his hand underneath the man's daughter's dress. So what you expect now the father to do? What you expect that? My girl child come home and tell me, Daddy, this boy placed his hand under my dress. What do you expect me as a father to do? What, Trinidad and Tobago, what do you expect me as a father to do? Tell him, well, girl, leave him now. Then you expect me to tell my girl child that? But let me wait and hear what the courts have to say. And I want police, the officers them, to look a little deeper into that matter. Look a little deeper. Come wrong, my two boys and them. And you will see what kind of madman Saieed is. That time you go on to know, Saieed, what kind of spiritual man you is? What kind of spirit work you is do? And that fear my two boys, and you will see something. The last set of individuals that attempted to kidnap Saieed's son 10 minutes away from home, 3 of them blind and 1 dead. That is the sort of example Saieed, doing spiritual work, does leave for people to understand. When you jump on my family, there are consequences. I'm not going to hire no hitman. And here you see that boy down there? You see he come wrong my wife and he come wrong my child. No, I'm not going to do that. When police hold the hitman now, you know what happening? They're coming for Saieed and they're throwing away the key. No, I will set an example. I was born to do spiritual work. I will practice what I know. A gunman will practice what he know, pulling trigger. A fishman will practice what he know, cutting fish in style. A chef will practice what they know. Different dishes for you to bite your tongue. I practice in what I know to do. Invoke a spirit and send them to deal with you. That is what I know to do. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Yes, Saieed.
Talk to me.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
I went down in a pothole in Port of Spain today. I want transport to put a policeman in every hole that we have in Port of Spain. So we
But you
have
talk
a
about...
smooth ride.
Wait, caller. When we done put police in pothole, we have hand on the guard and that?
No, well, better, they gain we ticket. And if you see this pothole by the cathedral in Port of Spain, nearly mash up my...
Here what to do. It is high time now. It is high time now that individuals, when they get your car damaged by a pothole, bad, you know. I will let all you know who is me. You see just how the Prime Minister is let all Trinidad and Tobago know, hey, I am the Prime Minister, and if I say all you're going home, all you're going home. I am the Prime Minister. If I tell you my government they're closing down petrol train, we are closing it down. What happened? What happened? Huh? All maybe say, Saeed on a different rhythm tonight, boy. I am on a different rhythm tonight. It's Fire Friday. It's Fire Friday. CPAP workers in Tobago got an increase. We hear anything in the news today about CPAP workers in Trinidad? No, we hear nothing. We hear nothing. Because those big boys in CPAP, you think they're business about the workers who get $100? No, they're not business. Them collecting the money, maybe get an exemption or two, maybe get a company vehicle, and them go home with that. They go home with that and they're comfortable. But I will tell you something. You see, from now, go back. Every individual sitting down in a high position that's supposed to help Trinidad and Tobago citizens, let me tell all you something. Brace all your back. Brace all your back because I'm coming down on every one of all you. Every single one of all you are coming down on. Tola, good night.
Hi, good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Okay, thank you, Saeed. Boy, this PNM people, Rowley gone up so to get refugees to come Trinidad to make money. Hello?
Thank you, my friend. Too much feedback in the background. I'm going to tell you something. I on a different ball game now, you know. I am on a different ball game now. Every single office that represented the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, brace all your back. I come in. You know what? We must have a thing different. When Marvin Gonzalez agreed with what TSCT did to workers. When Fitzgerald Hines said, I am not responsible for the safety of the citizens. When the Prime Minister said on a media conference, so when the protesters were protesting for the 2% and over increase in wage negotiation, let's not get out of hand. Let's take our time and negotiate. Take all your time and do what? As you jump into power and you realize you're holding the ball in your hand or the golden key in your hand, your pension went up. Your monthly salary went up. Some of your expenses get exempted. Like I said, Trinidad and Tobago, I am not about party. I am not about party. I will hold those responsible that holds portfolio to make Trinidad and Tobago better. I don't care how much money you're getting, you know. I don't care how much money you're getting. It don't bother me. You're working, you deserve your salary, not a problem. But you see, while you're holding a portfolio, and you're the minister of a portfolio, do your job. Do your job. Because every country you go in, you can say, well, wait, now use John. Oh, Saeed really said John is responsible for fixing the road and look at potholes. You will be embarrassed in other countries when you go among ministers. Embarrassed. Call her good night.
Good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead, you're live on Real Talk.
Well, Real Talk is talk, because here what's going on. The school child that top of the other school child. You're listening to me? I find it should have a serious punishment for that. Because you can't be have a little argument as a school child and have a night ready to dig out my child eye or my son eye or my daughter eye. You understand? And parents beating up students, people, children, all in public, all in parks and all kind of things. You understand? They should have a serious law for that. Because just now I heard you say that a schoolboy putting his hand on a schoolgirl dress. What are you looking for? What are you put there? You understand? All that is a crime. All that is an offense. And you need to start from in school. Where you going now?
Thank you, my friend. I'm going to tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. Real talk going to take a different role now, you know. It's a different ball game we playing now, you know. A different ball game altogether, you know. I tell you, I come to beat back news station, you know. I come to make Real Talk the #1 news program in Trinidad and Tobago. That is what we're going at now. That is what we're going at now. When people see 7 o'clock, they must say, hey, turn on synergy, side going on. That is the level I'm going now. And I have decided to launch a full attack on government offices, government ministry. Hey, before we shut down, before we close off for tonight, Marvin Gonzalez, is it true that 3,000 WASA documents have already been signed and waiting to be delivered at various offices throughout Trinidad and Tobago by month end? Is it true, Marvin? And Marvin is Minister of Public Utilities. Is it true that WASA has already mandated letters? I was informed of a little birdie. You know, I bird this thing, toodly doodly doodly doo doo doo. A sweet melody. Is it true, Marvin, that 3,000 letters for WASA have already been produced? And just waiting to drop at the various stations throughout Trinidad and Tobago? 3,000. You know, I just remember that, you know. I just remember that. So hopefully, viewers, we have about a minute or two left on our program tonight. But hopefully Monday, I should get some more information about that. And we're going to see where it goes. So those of you in WASA, 3,000 letters have been prepared already. And are just waiting to be delivered into your hands. How sad, eh? How sad. That is 3,000 people. 3,000 people not going to contribute to NIS and health surcharge and BIR. So those in the NIB board now, what are they going to do? Are they going to move the age now from 65 to 70? I have no idea who gave all of that dumb, lame idea. I'm telling you, because majority of them now, when they reach 60, they might resign. Tender resignation, medically unfit. Medically unfit, and they can't go further. You have no choice but to pay them the pension. That's all they want. Let me tell you something. 1 minute, or 30 seconds. So viewers, it has been Fire Friday tonight. It has been a long time we haven't done a Fire Friday show like tonight, but I prepped and I was prepared for tonight's show. Rerun of this program is Monday morning from 11:30 to 12:30 p.m. and we'll be back here on Monday the 13th of June 2022 for what? Mashup Monday. Remember, if you're looking for cash, contact me at 339-1670. Those of you who are looking to sell vehicle or looking to buy vehicle, we also do financing. Until we meet again, good night.